Hey everyone, Michelle Hart here. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to do a reading. We're going to do a pick a card reading. And we're going to do it on the question, will he or she come back? So if you were in a relationship and you broke up, will this other person come back? Now this is a rough one to answer because generally if you broke up for a reason. So you don't necessarily want that other person to come back. Either it's not good for you or it's not good for them. But I also understand when you're dealing with these difficult emotions, when you're just sitting there in pain, sometimes you just need some guidance. So I will tell you whatever the cards tell me. Sorry, trying to drink some tea and clear out this frog in my throat here. But what I was going to say was, I'll be as compassionate as I possibly can. However, I am not going to lie to you guys. If the cards tell me something, if they show me something, if my intuition tells me something, I'm going to tell you guys as nicely as I can, but I'm going to pass the message along. And if it's something you don't want to hear, if you're not ready for like honesty and truth, then pick another channel, because I'm not going to lie to you just to, I'm not going to tell you something just that you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I am being told. Okay? Disclaimer done? Cool. So, here are our options. Excuse me. Golly, this frog in my throat needs to go. Needs to leave. This tea is not enough. So, where was I? Lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. Okay. So, here are our options. So, pile number 1, you have the Amethyst Heart, this lovely little sweetheart. You have, in pile number 2, I don't actually know what stone this is because my children found it for me and they said, Mom, it looks like a heart. And they gave it to me and it was just so sweet. So that's pile number 2. Pile number 3 is lemon jasper, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. So take a minute, take a deep breath, and pick whichever pile you feel drawn to. All right, so we are just going to go ahead and get pile 2 and 3 out of the way here. So if you pick the amethyst, this is your message. Your overall message for the reading is Athena or wisdom. So my suspicion is you are somebody that is actually aware of why you broke up. And I mean, I hope you're aware of why you broke up, but excuse me. But I think it's you recognize you're smarter about this than some would be, for sure. And you just need to hear some advice. But let me tell you, Athena is a warrior, so you might need to do some fighting too. So we'll see. We'll see what the cards say. All right. So here's the deal. I'm actually going to put these this way because I think visually this makes more sense. So we have the 5 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and we have the 4 of Cups. And we have in the 2 of Wands, you have this decision, right? You have a choice to make. And you can go in the 5 of Cups directions where you're kind of not appreciating, you're so, hold on. The things that you are focusing on are the negative aspects as opposed to the positive aspects. You're dealing with some hurt, you're dealing with some pain right now. And that's kind of all you can see right now. She's facing away. She's got 2 full cups and then she's got the 3 empty ones. The 3 empty ones are the ones that she's kind of facing towards, and she's looking out into this gray day. It's almost like she's just kind of wallowing in that misery. And she has good. She's just not paying attention to it. So there is good there. And I think that is something that you should be aware of, is that there is good, there is hope, but right now you kind of have to make a choice not to be in that state of mind. You got to sit with the pain once in a while, you got to deal with it. But at this point, I feel like you need to move on. So, we have card number 4 here. Or, I'm sorry, card number 3. The 4 of Cups. There we go. So, she's still, this chick here, she's still hurt. She's still dealing with some shit. And but she's moving forward. She's looking outside the window with hope. She is dealing with the pain. She is sitting with the pain. But she is also finding hope in the world, finding something to hope in, something positive to focus on. And what Athena is telling me here is that this decision is not easy. To choose this more positive view, to choose this more positive attitude. Attitude? Attitude is the right word. Wow, that sounded really weird. I'm sorry, guys. I must be tired. So to choose this more positive attitude is really, really difficult sometimes. And some days you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have good days. Some days are harder than others. But Athena is telling you, you gotta push through. You gotta fight through those days and fight for that hope, for that joy, because it's there. You just need to turn around and see it. So that's what you got, pile number 1. I hope that you kind of take that to heart and look for the silver lining in life right now, even as difficult as it is. So good luck to you guys. I really hope that things work out well for you. Just keep looking to the positive side of things, even though it might be a fight, and you will get through. So we're going to go ahead and go on to pile number 2 here. And this funky, I don't know what kind of heart that is, but it's a heart. So the overall feeling, I can't pronounce this character's name. I only read these characters. I don't ever read them out loud though. So I don't looking at a lot of these Greek names. I don't remember how to pronounce half of them. Anyhow, but the overall feeling is humility. So you know what? I'm going to wait on that because that's an interesting one. Humility is kind of a tricky one. Okay, hold on. It needs to be in this order. It's just easier to read that way for me. So, because the message I'm getting here is that you made a mistake. You did something you probably weren't supposed to do. And if you did, you know who you are. So I'm not going to get into that any further. However, I highly suspect that you need to get down off that high horse, have a little bit of humility, and probably need to make some apologies. Now, having said that, I also understand that being the one who made the mistake, that weighs heavy on your own heart when you recognize that you've hurt someone and you've seriously hurt this other person. And that's super rough. Whether it was intentional or not is not irrelevant, but almost irrelevant. The end result's the same. How about that? When you are the one that made the mistake, it is so hard. There is a reason you made the mistake. I feel for you. But also you need to find, that really just means you need to find why you made the mistake, what you need to work on, what you need to correct in yourself, what emotional emptiness you have, and how to fill that, how to correct that. This is I'm not getting a message of whether or not you guys need to come back together. I suspect this person is in such an amount of pain that it's unlikely, I guess. But I don't think I'm going to honestly, if I tried to get a more clear message about whether or not this person's coming back to you, I know from past experience that that's not going to happen until whatever this chaos is cleared up. Like, this is the energy of the situation right now. I'm not going to get anything else until this has been dealt with. So you unfortunately are just not going to have an answer here. You need to take care of yourself first. You got to correct some mistakes first. And then you can go back and find out and see, okay, where do I go from here? So find if you need therapy, then deal with that. If you need a good, a third party that you really trust is not going to like BS you, to maybe get some advice from them if they know the situation. Either way, whatever you need to do, you need to find you need to do some healing of yourself before you can pursue the relationship at all, or really pursue any relationship at this point. Because if you made this mistake with this person, it's likely that you're going to make the mistake with somebody else in the future. So correct this first as best you can. Not asking you to be perfect. Nobody's perfect, but if it's something that's causing somebody else that much emotional pain, then you need to fix some things. So my heart goes out to you, because I know it's not easy being the one that made the mistake either. I get it, but find some way to deal with this problem. Find some way to fix this as best you can. So, yeah, sorry, pile number 2. That was way more intense than I was expecting. So I'm sorry if if you came here for comfort and you didn't get any. I apologize. That sometimes that happens, unfortunately. But we will move on to pile number 3. And we have this, lemon jasper here. And the overall feeling of the reading is Helios, which is illumination. There is a lot of hope in this one, oddly enough. There is so much going on with this reading. I actually, when I was pulling cards for this, I tried very hard to just pull 3. And it wouldn't let me. So, you get more cards, pile number 3. Which might be bad news for me, because this might mean that you have some serious crap going on that I just need to figure out for you, which that's always dangerous. Alright, pile number 3. This is what we got. We got the 9 of coins. We got the 2 of swords. We have the chariot. We have the 8 of cups, and we have strength. This is really, there is so much decision making in all of this that I can't even, it's a lot to muddle through. I kind of get the feeling that in this relationship you kind of felt like the princess. I don't, whether you're male or female is kind of irrelevant, but like that idea of like just being in a good place, feeling very happy. Now, unfortunately, this breakup seems to be not permanent. I don't know how to word this, because I'm not being told whether you guys have been off and on or whether you're going to be off and on. I don't know which one this is, but I suspect that this is a situation where you have tried to separate in the past, you keep getting back together, there is some major attractions going on here. However, there seems to be the need to move on. And you need to have the strength to move on. It's almost this feeling of you feel entitled to have this relationship, even though it's not really good for either of you. But here's the thing, if you don't, if they are not a permanent for you, what you are potentially doing is preventing yourself from finding somebody new, from finding somebody better for you. So I'm just getting the message that you need to like separate, leave, call it good, have that strength of stability, whatever you need to do to keep you two apart. Because this feels to me like there is something really joyful and hopeful and beautiful trying to come into your life. But it can't because you're too back and forth with this other person. Whew. Okay, I need to like chill because this is there's lots of emotions kind of coming in at once, and so I'm trying very hard to like sort them and give them out calmly, but that's not happening very well. But yeah, really, this is not the worst situation in the world. I've definitely seen worse. Or it felt worse. I don't know what the right way to say that is, but I've sensed worse. There we go. I've sensed worse situations in relationships before. This is not a situation where it's necessarily bad for you both. It's more you are not letting go of this wishy-washy thing long enough to actually get something really good. So, it's your life, your choice, obviously, but this seems to be a situation where you have good things waiting on the sidelines, and you're never going to find it if you keep distracting yourself. So, but as always, take all of this with a grain of salt. You have to make your own decisions in life. Be they for good or for ill. I don't know why I turned oddly Irish there, but so we're going to leave it at that. I really hope that was helpful to some of you guys. I mean, if it was helpful, wonderful. Take it, run with it. If not, just ignore it completely. Not hurting my feelings. Either way, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Have a good one.